Hello, and welcome back to Games Benchmarked. Today we will compare Ryzen 3 3300X against Ryzen 5 3600. Both are third-generation Ryzen parts. Biggest difference is that Ryzen 3 is 4-core 8-thread part, while Ryzen 5 is 6-core 12 threads. Another difference is CCX design. 3300X have all cores on single CCX, 3600 have 2 CCXs design, 3 cores on each CCX. 3600 have much bigger L3 cache, 35 MB versus 18 MB. Couple of disclaimers before we start. As 3300X is still limited in supply, it is not real one, but it is 3600, with 2 cores disabled. So, there is some gains and some losses. One loss is, that 4 cores are on different CCXs, so in that sense simulated 3300X is more like 3100. But simulated 3300X gets access to much bigger L3 cache size, so in the end, it should be if not equal to real thing, then within 95% for sure. First part is productivity tasks. In rendering, where you can take advantage of all those cores, 3600 is 33% faster. So, performance scales linearly with core count increase. In video exporting 3600 is 19% faster, but in encoding 29%. In synthetic benchmark, Geekbench 5, 3600 is 24% faster in multi-core, but 3% slower when using single-core. As both CPUs were locked to the same frequency, that is just Geekbench variance. With productivity benchmarks out of the way, it is time for gaming. Gameplay footage is captured with GPU running the game. If you want most accurate results, skip until the end of each game.
Arms for the poor. Trouble. Watch it.
First game is Witcher 3. 3600 is smidgen faster, 133 FPS against 129. So, both CPUs offered identical gaming experience.
They're that good, are they?
Wars brew. The Athenians need good bows.
Second game is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 3600 was again a little bit faster, 111 FPS versus 106. But it is so close you can call it a draw.
Swarm! Oh shit, carrier! Bro, we can use those reinforcements right about now!
Condor's almost within range, Delta. Okay, kid, reinforcements incoming. I've got Guardians or DR1s. What do you want? Yeah, decision-making's not your strong suit, I see. Well, I hope these help.
Next game is Gears of War 5. First decisive victory for 3600, 168 FPS against 151. Of course there could be always argument made, does it matter if your CPU can push 150 or more FPS? In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Ryzen 3600 is outperforming 3300X by 11 FPS. Both CPUs offer very enjoyable experience, 175 FPS for 3600 and 164 for 3300X.
Come on, let's go! We have to move or we're done for! We're approaching a large intersection. This decent entrance should be right past it. Watch out! Snow is deep.
Metro Exodus is not really a CPU-sensitive game, so both CPUs score almost 200 FPS. Difference of 7 FPS.
I want to dance.
Get down from there!
Next game is Horizon Zero Dawn. 3600 scored 95 FPS, while 3300X scored 88 FPS. Unfortunately, both CPUs fell short in 0.1% low, scoring 31 FPS, and dips were noticeable in-game. But it is fair to say that the game is to blame. It still requires couple of polishes to be considered good PC port. Red Dead Redemption 2 can easily push over 100 FPS. 3600 is ahead, scoring 117 FPS, while 3300X got 108. Last game is Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is really hard to understand, is this game badly optimized, or for game to deliver like this, it cannot run any better. First important win for 3600, 57 FPS against 48. In this range, 9 FPS difference can be noticeable, not just measurable. Let's hope Microsoft can do something, so performance is a little bit better. So it is time to wrap this up. On average 3600 was 8% faster, but please note that real 3300X could reduce this difference by couple of percent, due to single CCX design. Nevertheless, it makes sense that 3600 is faster as it is the same technology and both CPUs are locked to the same frequency. Good news is that 3300X offers very playable experience in all titles. Only noticeable victory was in Flight Simulator. If you are looking for cheap upgrade from first or second generation Ryzen CPUs, then 3300X is great choice. Only problem is availability. But even if 3300X is not available, you should not be too upset about spending more for 3600. You will still get couple of frames more, and a lot more productivity performance. If you are building a whole new PC, then I would recommend going 3600 over 3300X. Price difference, when considering new build cost, will be negligible and 3600 will have more life in it for sure. Thanks for watching and staying until the end. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, please post them in comments. I will be very happy to answer them. If you do not want to miss my next video, consider subscribing. Goodbye, stay safe and keep playing video games.